All right, ladies, we're diving in. So today's topic is our intention, and then it is a system called ETA, and we're normally used to hearing that as like your estimated time of arrival. But I reinvented that because that's what we could do, and it's actually your energy, time, and attention. I trained on this at Brooke Thomas's Live Out Loud live event, and then was on an interview with Rashonda Pratt. She's called The Row Show Live, and it was really well received. And so I really do think that you're going to like it a lot. And so with that, first is the intention. We talk a lot about here on setting goals, setting direction, setting course, having our habits down. But what I really want to point to, and this came off the heels of listening to Brendan Burchard and Lewis House today, is that we actually have to have a purpose. Now, when we think about our goals or we think about success, success tends to be selfish. It's about us, and we're allowed to be selfish because I want you to have energy and I want you to feel great. But usually for the human being, that's not enough. It actually has to have a purpose. It has to be bigger than us. And you'll hear me say that sometimes, where we want our goals to be bigger than us. And so the things that we want to think about in setting intentions or setting directions for our day is, who else is this going to impact? When you have more energy, what is that going to do for your family or your kids or your spouse or who you work with or your coworkers, your neighbors, your friends, your extended family? Like, what does that do? What experiences do you get to create? Because I'm going to be honest, my kids were asking, can we go skiing? And if you looked at me 13 years ago, when I was 30 pounds overweight, very uncomfortable in my skin, always thought everybody was either talking about me, looking at me, judging me, really just struggling with confidence. I don't want to go to a ski resort. And I certainly am not going to get on skis because I'm going to be afraid I'm going to hurt myself. I take care of myself so that I can do things like that. And I'm literally looking at the weather Saturday. I'm like, I think I'm just going to take one of them. Why not? Why not? So our purpose needs to be bigger than us. And so on page 36, it talks about setting an intention, and an intention for us is a powerful declaration. We go through our life a lot of the time in survival mode. And I know that all of you know a lot about survival mode, but I want to take you for a moment out of survival mode. If we actually had to set an intention or a path for our day, what intention do we want to set? We can't prevent the mishaps or the unhappy kids or the traffic or the time change, all the things that come in that can throw us off and make things kind of funky. But what intention do we want to set? Where do we want to put our focus, our time, and our energy, regardless of what is going on? So I want you to think about that. There's 3 questions here for you to answer. And at the bottom, it's this concept. I learned this at Tony Robbins years ago. It's where focus goes, energy flows. Where our intention goes, that's where our energy goes. And here's the crazy thing about this. Sometimes I think it's easier to understand the science to help us really go there in our mind. In our brain, you guys know there's different regions of our brain, right? There's actually an anger region. There's a happiness region. You ever see people that are just angry no matter what? They go right to anger. They're like, rah, I'm angry. And you don't even know why. And then there's people, I'm going to put myself out there, that are just happy no matter what's going on. They find a way to figure it out. They find a way to be happy. It's because when we are used to going there, we are creating that pathway that we talk about all the time, where when something happens, I get angry. For me, when something happens, I try to figure out a way out. I'm going to see the positive in it. Even though I do cry and I do get angry and I do get stressed, just like you, I want to go to figure it out instead of anger. And the more we do that, the more of a path we wear in our brain. Our neural connections get formed and bonded. Neurons that fire together, wire together. So stressful events create anger. So every time something stressful happens, we get angry. There's all science behind it. But the crazy thing is, and I just learned this today, that region of our brain grows. It actually gets bigger. So some people walk around with a big old anger center in their brain. And you wonder, why do they get angry all the time? It's because the neurons are constantly firing into that region of the brain, the anger region of the brain. And it's so big that it's like a magnet. It sucks up all the energy. You guys all know people where like everything bad happens to them. And you're like, why does that always happen? They travel, the plane gets canceled, this happens, that happens, their hotel reservation gets lost. And you're like, oh my gosh, how many things can happen to a certain person? Our brain is magnetic. And so when we have a portion of our brain that we're constantly putting our energy into, everything always goes wrong, everything goes wrong, everything goes wrong for me, why does it never go right? That area of our brain is big. It gets bigger and it's like a magnet and it attracts those things. So we have to be really clear about our intention, but I think even bigger than that, we have to be clear about our purpose, and our purpose must be bigger than us. So the activity I'm going to walk through today, and then we're going to stop the recording here for those that couldn't make the call. E.T.A is on page 39, and it's energy, time, attention. Where focus goes, energy flows. Where focus goes, energy flows. So where do we want our energy to be going? What do we want to focus on? What is our intention to drive our energy there? Because I'm going to be honest with everybody right now for a moment. Where is your energy? Your energy is, the news said this, a snowstorm is coming. I didn't take a shower yet today. My kids need me. My cat is hungry, right? Our energy is scattered. If you just sat with yourself for 10 minutes every day, in total quiet, it's called a meeting, a meeting. We got to have more meetings with ourselves for just 10 minutes. I did this yesterday and I just sat, and for me personally, not putting this on anybody else, I was like, God, show me where you want me, give me clarity, lead me through this day. I need to know where you want me. The craziest things happened yesterday. Like, this opportunity opened. I had this big epiphany. I'm like, oh my gosh, wow. I had a little meeting. I put my energy here instead of letting it be scattered all over the place. 10 minutes. That was it. So this task here, page 39, your E.T.A, once you have your meeting, I just love emphasizing that, meeting. Once you have your meeting with yourself, then you're going to brain dump. So your E.T.A is basically where you're going to direct your energy, time, and attention. I use this all the time. And I think I have a Post-it actually nearby here for you guys to actually look at, because I held on it intentionally for you all. You know, sometimes I get a little crazy with the Post-it notes, and I'm working beyond that. Post-it notes are not a good thing to have. But anyway, what I do first and foremost is I lost it. See, sorry guys, I'll do it with you again. What I do is I brain dump all the things down. So number one is list all the things. Once you are clear on your focus, where you want to go, you're clear on your purpose. This is not just about me that I want to get healthy. It is about my family, my relationships, my job, my side hustle, whatever it is that I'm doing. It is bigger than me. Now we got to dump all the stuff down we got to do. Okay. Once we dump down all those activities, and you can do everything in your life from laundry to business, or you could just say, I'm just going to do things in my business life right now. I'm just going to focus on, I know some of you for Amare, I'm going to follow up with 2 customers. I got 3 customers to see how their products are going. I've got 1 brand partner I'm going to focus on. I got some trip points that I'm focused on, right? You're going to list those things. If you want to categorize it, compartmentalize it, you can. You list it all down. Then we begin to create a plan. So we ask ourselves, is this for me? Now, typically everything in that category is for you, but maybe you want to create a graphic with some happy juice. You guys know you can go on Fiverr, Fiverr, for the business people here, and somebody could make you a graphic for happy juice for like $5. That's a great spend, honestly. Instead of spending like 60 minutes, trying to perfect something in Canva, that is amazing to let somebody else do that for you. Or perhaps you're like, oh, gosh, I just don't know what to make for dinner. Hey, Corrie-Beth or Rachel, can you help me with some recipe ideas? Yeah, sure. Here's a recipe book, right? Instead of scouring the internet. So really think, like, is this activity truly for me, or can I get some help here? Can I delegate it? Taking out the garbage. Can you ask a child to do that? I love doing that. I even pay them a quarter. I'm like, thank you for taking out the garbage. This is your commission. And then they like to do it, it's just a quarter. We do commission, not allowance in this house, but I'll teach you on that another time. Then we're going to ask how long each thing is going to take. So if you have to do your workout, well, that's 30 minutes for everybody. If you got to make a Canva graphic, that could be a good solid 2 hours, because that could take you a while. But if you delegated it to Fiverr, that's like, a quick turnaround time. You don't have to spend any time there. And then we start to prioritize what's actually important. So I'm going to give you a quick example of what this looks like. I'm going to take my own little Post-it note here, and I'm going to tell you exactly what is happening in my house tonight. I'm going to give you the whole category so you can see what it looks like. So the first thing that I've got to do is I've got to get my laundry together, because my washing machine is broken. At the time this is being recorded, we got a water flow meter. It went kaputs on a 3-year-old washer. I don't understand how that happens, but we don't have a washing machine. So I got to get my laundry together. My mom's going to do it. I love her a lot. So that's probably going to take me 5 minutes. I got to cook dinner. That's going to take me 30 minutes. I got to bring my kid to the shoe store to get a different size shoes. So store, this is great. Store is 20 minutes to drive, 20 minutes back. We're probably going to spend 20 minutes there. So that's 120 minutes. Lord help us. That's like 2, right? Is that no, 20, sorry, 60 minutes, 1 hour, a freaking hour at the shoe store. That's so annoying. Okay. Right. But we got to be realistic about that, because you guys all get to the end of the day and you're like, why didn't I get anything done? We overestimate. What else do I have to do tonight? I'm going to just keep it basic. Let's just say we have those 3 things. Then I'm going to say, what's most important? Most important thing? I'm going to say dinner. That's number 1. Laundry. Number 2, shoe store. Number 3. Once I have that, my task, my estimated time, and how important it is, my priority, I put it in my calendar. So I open up my handy dandy Google Calendar and I say, okay, where's my 30 minutes for dinner? 7 to 7:30. Perfect. Where's my 5 minutes for laundry? I have no idea when that's going to be. 4:55 to 5 o'clock. Perfect. And then my hour for the store, 5 to 6 p.m. All set, done. Then I take this. Don't have Post-its hanging around. And now I have a plan. You guys just ever write stuff down on Post-its that get stuck all over your house? And then you're like, I don't know what to do with it. Plug it in your calendar. So to bring this back to why you're actually here, which is nutrition and fitness goals, intention is, what am I really doing this for? This is kind of 2 topics, but it is important to really know why we're doing this. It's always bigger than you. And then the second thing is to get out of overwhelm. Meal plan, workout. Maybe you want to go for a walk. And then you could throw all the other things in there that you have to do for your business, your life, your home, your laundry, your kids, eating, shopping. We list it, we prioritize it, we estimate it. And then the crazy thing is I'll come back. I'm nuts, you guys. I will set the timer on my phone while I do my dishes, and I will time how long it actually takes, because I'll estimate 20 minutes. My dishes, no matter what, take 15. And sometimes I'll put it off all day because I'm like, I just don't want to do the dishes. But in my head now, I know it's 15 minutes. So if I can look at the clock and it's like 2:45 and I know I'm getting on here at 3, I wouldn't actually do this because I need some buffer time before I get on. I like to get my head in the right place. Let's say it's 2:30. I know by 2:45 I'm done and I can have 50 minutes to buffer to get on here. So we have to be realistic, not overestimate, and really know why the heck we're doing what we're doing. Does that make sense? I feel like that was a lot of information I just fire hosed at you. So I'm going to stop the recording here and let's go into group chat together and figure it out.